presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to Al in Tampa. Hey, Al, what's going on?
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, if your listeners don't get the gold report, they're missing out. I mean, with your gold report, you just printing money. I love it.
You're my best ad out there, Al. Let's go to Jeff in New Jersey. Hey, Jeff, what's going on?
Great. Hey, listen, I was calling to thank you. A few weeks ago, you were prompting on your show to fill out that $10,000 grant.
Yes.
So I filled it out, and just a couple days ago, I found $1,000 in my business checking account.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah.
And I owe it to you, because if it wasn't for your prompting, I would have just assumed, no way I would have gotten anything. So I wanted to thank you.
No, we appreciate you growling a problem with us here.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 7 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day in the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a wild one, that's for sure. Love coming out of you makes you happy. The whole world can love you, but that's not the love that'll make you happy. What will make you happy is to share all the love you have inside of you. That is the love that will make the difference. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 22, Nasdaq's up 59, S&P's up 13.5, gold contract up $30.10, traded at $18.22 an ounce. We have silver up 51 cents, $23.92 an ounce. Light sweet crude up $2.29. $75.46 a barrel, notes and bonds. The 10-year note up 28 ticks, trading 114.23. The 30-year up a point and a half at 131.14 in King Dollar. King Dollar's down 1,091 ticks, trading 104.038. The euro is at 106. The yen is out here at a price point of 135, and the British pound is at 123 to 1 U.S. dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. We got to bring the futures up first, folks, because if you're in front of a machine today, it's quite a day. There's no doubt about it. What you had when the CPI came out, the bottom line is that you had the S&P futures go up 160 points. They made it up to a price point of 41.80. Now, that was only there for a split second, came back down, but then they counted, another move back up to the 41.53, and then just gave it up in spades, man. I mean, this is a classic bear market move, period. And this is going to be a problem, because now what you're going to see, I suspect, number one, the S&Ps are going to go right after this low. You can see here it is. Okay, so are we still on? Okay, so you have one more minute on this bar. You can see the acceleration. I got the S&Ps up. You see the acceleration? You get 34,000 contracts. That's after you went up with 24,000 and you're only coming into 34,000. Yeah, coming. Well, the low is 45. My point goes like this. You can see what happens here. You gave it up in spades. You did little tiny bounces, like not even 0.382s. You had volume come out of it again. This volume's going to come out again, man. This is not cool. Not cool if you want markets to go to higher price. We're going to take a look at the NQs. What do you have with the NQs up here? NQs, the same setup. You're up 73 points right now. And the NQs, bottom line, had a high out here today, folks, of 12,229. Yeah, you're reading that right, okay? So inside of the NQs, we're talking about it's already given up over 500 points, okay? This is the problem. And the NQs are actually a little bit clearer, too, because you're going to see that, what was that one? You're going to see that how you're coming into that downdraft. The downdraft that was created out here on the 13th of September, that's stopping things like that. And that's ice. That's a classic ice, by the way, okay? You trade there, you drop below it, you come up to it. So Now let's go back to the SPY again, because what we're going to see also, now this is where it gets tricky, okay, is that you're going to see this volume expansion there? Well, you got a volume expansion. The kicker is that the expansion is not going to be enough. And this is going to be, bottom line, a market that still wants to go south. You see the line that I have, that's the day of the 30th. See that 144 million shares? We're only doing 93. You're not holding 407. That's saying you're going right back down to the bottom of the consolidation. The gap is wide open again, so my take is that that's where we're going. We go into the NDX 100. We take a look at the NDX because we know that the volatility is going to continue all week long. There's no doubt about that. So we take a look at the Qs, and what do we have with the Qs? It's the same type of setup. Now, the volume of the Qs are going to be closer, though, because they'll actually do it. Because we're at 68 right now. You needed 74. So that's divergence. What that specifically means is that, when you get a higher price with higher volume, that's where the markets want to go. So you have the S&P like saying, no way, not even close. This here, it's a toss-up, And then we go back into, well, let's go to gold, because gold, bottom line, is held up. That being said, these gold equities, let's go gold first, because gold did get 219,000 contracts. Let me just check. I believe that's going to be good contract volume. I know it's good contract volume, but I was just trying to, there it is right there. What is that? That's 226. We're going to get 226. And price-wise, we're holding price too. I mean, anything over, 818 is saying, hey, man, you're going to get higher price. So it's going to be intriguing, man, watching how the market reacts tomorrow to, Powell and his team as to basically what they have to say. Now, when we take a look at the dollar came down with a vengeance. That being said, the bottom line is that, we're 500 ticks above where we were. Now, that's not a lot, man. That's the bottom line. We're at 104.054. And in order to get basically in this higher range, you got to get to 104.636. So overnight here, you're going to see, well, not overnight. What we're going to be dealing with is at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, they come out with a statement. At 2:30, they're going to come out with a news conference. We get Tesla. Oh, here, Tesla. Tesla's a monster ABC down, folks, okay? Tesla's breaking the B point, breaking it with volume out here. This is, you can see the break. The break is, it's even on a weekly ABC down. We're going to have enough volume, even though we started on a Monday, for a weekly ABC down. You need volume of 439 million on a, 331 million on a weekly, and we've already done 149. So your A point on this is 237. Your B point is, what is that? 166. So you got, oh, 72. That's okay. That's a 120. Tesla, here we come. Yeah. He's got his problems. Stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Cakestat's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Cakestat breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bond, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 60. You got the NASDAQ up 99. S&P's up 25. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, as we do each and every Tuesday. And don't forget, folks, Basil does an outstanding show here every trading day, 10 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a great newsletter, The Opening Call. Now, it gets even better. Basil is going to have a live trading webinar this Thursday from 8:30 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. It's very easy to sign up. You can see the volatility today. We're going to have volatility tomorrow. We're going to have volatility all week. If you listen to Larry's show, you can really understand what happens when volatility comes in, because the Dow Industrials, spread-wise, has already moved 1,800 points today. So it's very easy to get into Basil's newsletter, folks, and his webinar this coming Thursday. Come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see it right in the featured content, right at the very front. Bottom line, you hit that. You're going to hit subscribe. That's only going to be $295, and what you get for that is you're going to be trading with Basil 8:30 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Going to go through his whole system. And then on top of that, you get his newsletter for a whole month, folks. So it's a great deal. Check it out. Basil Chapman, what's going on?
Well, what's going on is that, as you said, we've got volatility, but it isn't just ordinary volatility. This is huge. I mean, the numbers that we're looking at just from 8:30 this morning, going up and down, it's like we used to have in a week, and then now we've got it in. Actually, it was not even a day; it was just in the morning.
Right.
Yeah. So I love this because it shows all these different techniques. When I was on the air at 10, when I did the update, and then I did my show 10 to 11, the Tiger Technicians Hour. Let me just slide this over. This is the E-mini, and we will be trading the E-mini, but I'll be adding some other instruments. We have to wait because it's so volatile. I need to see what's going to be working and what's not. We might go 3 times short the S&P or 3 times long. I'm open to that. Or the SOX index, the SOX, the semiconductors have had fabulous moves lately. So, and this will be intraday trading. But the fact is that all of these patterns that I'm doing, I'm just scrolling to the upside just to show you the Chapman wave. I'll just slide this over here. In the Chapman wave, we're always looking for an identifiable bottom. And then the premise is that if it starts to, if the technical starts to improve or the pattern improves, it goes very quickly from a buy signal upgraded to a buy mode. That buy mode says it should go to at least 4 higher peaks. That's the objective. So it should go to a D, can even go to E, F, and G, but D is really your objective. So look, I'll go back to this. In the morning, on the 1-minute chart, the March E-mini, goes from the 40, 50s, whoosh, in 2 bars, 2 minutes. This is a 2-minute bar, one here and one here. It goes from that level to a high of 4180. Round number high, I always look at round numbers, but in the futures, it's not quite as important. And then it pulls back. I have a technique that I'll be demonstrating a lot because when people start to see it, they'll identify it. You don't necessarily have to know the Chapman wave methodology of the Chapman wave notation, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's part of it. But look, a pattern, it pulls back, makes it more than a 50% retracement, then it bounces back, and then it basically goes into a sideways move. I had spoken to, for about a week or two, I've been saying, one of the things I've been working on for some time, actually most of the year, is how do you identify we can get a 2-click session? In other words, you click buy early in the morning, and then you just wait and wait and wait. And in the afternoon, if everything's working, what indicators can you use to tell you that you can do that? Well, there are indicators, and I'll show them. In this case, it was a 2-click session on the way up if you were able to get that big spike. But then, as it started to pull back, I'd said in my show, I said, I think this is a 2-click session on the way down because we're struggling, we're starting to roll over, and we've made this peak E in the Chapman wave methodology in the 1-minute chart. This is the rectangle chart. The rectangle chart says be careful because if it pops above it and then it takes out the midpoint and goes below the base, it can go a lot lower. And then I said, now we're going, this I said on the show, I said we're going to be looking at the 200 period exponential moving average. So we're going from very short-term moving averages, and all people have to do is everyone has these tools on their platform. So they just have to place these 9 and 14 period moving averages and the 200 period moving average. And look what happened. It went right down to the 200 moving average. It made a peak D on the second bounce. It made that arch formation. I always talk about the arch formation as one of the patterns I look at. Pulls back. The 2-minute chart then, the 200 period moving average became important. But I wanted to show you that within the context of all the patterns that we look at, and we'll be going through this all day. I'm not just going to put the trades on. I'm discussing every movement of the trade. So here you are. The 10-minute went to a peak D, and then it pulled back, and it made that arching over the H pattern. It failed, and the moment it crossed negative, I said, well, from this moment on, you could have this 2-click session because if you are short, you could cover your short much, much later in the day. Well, look what happened. It plunged down to the 200 period moving average, and look how that became support. It's amazing how the look back of 200 bars can work, and there's your H pattern. And what did it do? It made the H pattern, came back and tested the 200 period moving average. Now it's trying to rally, but the pink 9 period moving average is still under the 14. So all the way, it hasn't yet crossed positive. So these are very simple tools that I'm going to be showing. I've already just drawn in the cup formation as we were talking in the 1-minute chart to say it could bounce and go back to where it was on this left side peak. And the 200 period moving average is at 4,053, and here we are at 4,051. So this is live. I've done this through my show for about 3 weeks. I've been doing a lot of live trading as if it was trading. I'll show how to enter. I want to show how money management says these are the stops that you can use, how you can add to a position, how you can take off a position, and we'll be following these. And if anyone has particular stocks, people have already said what they like. If there are a couple that actually fit the criteria we're looking at, we could include them. Or if we're having a bit of a break, I can even put them into the clue. Look at this. Here's your 4th highest peak D coming up, or leg D, in the 1-minute chart as we're speaking, right on the 200 period moving average. So this is, as we're talking, you're looking at exactly what I want to show all the time in my studies. This is the 200 period moving average resistance, and it just stalled right there.
Yeah,
so
you're going to have plenty to talk about, man, and trade.
Yeah, I tell you what's very nice. Even if it isn't as lively as it is today, the patterns that we're looking at here just form. They're like fractals of human nature, and they occur in 1-minute charts. They occur in 10, daily charts, weekly charts, monthly, it doesn't matter. They just repeat over and over. And that's really what I'm hoping to people get out of this, that they can look at their patterns, they can look at the stocks that they want to buy or whatever it is, and they can get the technical analysis to be able to say, hey, I like this, I'm getting in, I know exactly where to put my stop or buy stop if they're short.
No, and I think you're going to have a great market. The reason I think that, folks, is this. See, it's highly volatile today. It goes both ways. I expect that tomorrow. I expect by Thursday you're going to have a trend. Whether you're going to be going up or going down, which is great. Because the bottom line, folks, is that these will be good points. You're not going to go from a 160-point move on the S&P to a 5-point move. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a good scene, man,
I think you're absolutely correct. That's the volatility is certainly pertinent to us when
no
you're
doubt.
trading.
And folks, very easy. Come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to go right, featured content. That's where you hit it. You can be off to the races with our man, Mr. Basil Chapman. Basil, have a great one, safe one. Thanks for doing the show yesterday, too, Ren. Really appreciate it. And look forward to your show tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, stay right there, folks. Come right back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Chart. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 82. You get the Nasdaq up 106. S&Ps are up 28. Let's go take a look at oil. See where we are with oil. So oil right now, bottom line, has been highly volatile. You're up at 239. You're trading out at 75.39. And let's see, 318,000 contracts. Not enough contract volume, man. That's the bottom line. We take a look at this, and you're coming into 474,000 contracts, and right now you are doing 318,000 contracts. That's not enough. That is telling me that, guess what, lower prices are still coming at us. Let's look at some of the higher volume equities out here today. So Tesla's number one, that's down $6. You got Amazon up 2. We have NVIDIA up 5. Facebook's up 5.5. You get Pinterest up $3 rather. Google's up 240. Microsoft's up 350. Let's go to Microsoft, see what we have here. So Microsoft, they got a sweet deal. There's no doubt. If you're listening to Tommy's show, you know, he's explaining the deal about the London Stock Exchange. They're buying 20% of it, but the bottom line, over the course of 10 years, they're getting their money right back by using them as a cloud. So what you have out here today is that we are 256, and look at this, man. This is crazy. We're 256.13, and 256.12 is your swing point. And we went to 263. So we'll see where this shakes out. See the prior day there? This is the blowout day in the market, too. You had 255.33, and you had 47 million shares. So you only get 28 million shares. That's not a huge amount of shares, folks, when you're trying to take that out. That's how it works, man. That's the bottom line. Let's go to the GDX. We won't get the numbers in the XAU and the HUI until after the close. So if we go to the GDX, what you're going to see, same setup, yeah. This is not real. So the GDX, you can see what happened out here today. You get to $30.45. Look at the volume, 21 million. 21 million is trying to get over 50. Doesn't happen, man. Yep, doesn't happen. Unreal. That's saying, folks, that the goals are going to go down too. That's the bottom line. So we'll see how this shakes out tomorrow. But, you know, they have been holding tight. There's no doubt about that. Today they should have exploded, man. They should have went right through the freaking moon today, and they didn't. You know, when the S&P was up even 160 points, well, let's say 140, 130, because hit 160 for a second, came down. There was a continual 120, 130, and they still couldn't get enough juice underneath them. Let's go take a look at Barrick. And they're all coming up to the same type of resistance area. That's what's going on. Oh, Barrick's not bad. Barrick, we're 20, yeah, it's still 10 million shot. But Barrick looks like it's going to hold price. The holding price of Barrick was over 17.34. The swing point, however, has 31 million, and we're at 23 million. We go look at Royal Gold. What do we have with Royal out here? Oh, this is sad. Interesting. Royal Gold couldn't get to its high. So Royal Gold, I'm not talking about its high. I'm talking about a high just last week. So Royal Gold, that was 116. It made it to 113.73. And then see this there. This is a correlation. See this? Yesterday you go down with 516,000. Today you go up with 318. That's not good either. That's telling me that Jay and the crew are going to, you know, bottom line, make it very clear once again that these rates are going to stay higher for longer. Yeah, realistically, I suspect it's going to be a 50 basis points, and, you know, it's going to be in the news conference, folks, that is, you know, going to basically hit everything. Meaning, how long do you think they're going to stay there? Well, they've told us a dozen times, man, they're going to stay there for a long period of time. But this is how markets operate. That's the reality. Let's go take a look at the XLE, see what's happening inside the XLE out here. XLE is bouncing today with 21 million shares versus 32 on the way down. So this is setting up a potential ABC down. That's how these things shake out. You came down with volume. We came down with 25 million shares. You came down with 32 million shares. You're going up with 21 million shares. And, you know, our favorite character, good old Sam. Sam's going to jail, him and all his buddies for a long time, folks. It's all over but the writing. You know what's amazing? Like, when to read some of these stories, folks, okay? I mean, the amount of money, I mean, this has been going on for a while. The amount of money they just gave away is like crazy. And what's going to happen is that the politicians, you know, and it's both Republicans and Democrats. It was more Democrats, but the bottom line, Democrats got like 90 million, Republicans got 40 or 50 million. They're going to claw it back. So this will get really interesting to see how the clawback comes. And of course, they're all going to say, hey, I don't have my money. I don't have the money. Well, you know, the bottom line is that wasn't his money to give away in the first place. And, you know, I suspect that they're going to get it back. And the real intriguing part is that who's going to roll first. But I can tell you this, man. As soon as the feds get hold of him, right, and get him back to the United States, Then we'll see who's going to start talking and squawking, because they're going to turn on each other in about 2 seconds flat. That's just how it goes, man. That's a reality inside of these types of frauds. Because, you know, I mean, this is a good one. He's only 30 years old, so he can serve 20 years. But, you know, then you're 50. You know, they're all going to be thinking about that. I'm sure they're thinking about it right now. In fact, the woman, and this is what is really cool, too. So check this out. And not cool, but it's common sense. They had Friedman himself, he's got a monster lawyer. But the other woman that was in charge of the other trading firm, right, she has a lawyer that is like a monster. I mean, you can't even talk to this lawyer until you're going to put down $5 or $10 million, you know? So the real question always is that, okay, so where'd you get the $5 or $10 million, you know? So they get a long road, but they're going to be done. What is interesting is Buy Finance, okay, is having a run right now. Now, they may have enough money, but they're having a run, and they've been having a run in a big way. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be wild. Let's see. So we get a question that isn't the 2-year say it's dovish tomorrow. Hey, look, man, my take is that they can say it's dovish, you know, but what does dovish mean? Does dovish mean that we're stay at these rates for a year and a half? I'm not quite sure. I think today showed everything. Today showed as much as you can understand what a bear market bounce is, you know. I mean, and there's no doubt it's a huge one. You know, I heard Dave talking about this, and that's the nuclear fission. What is going to happen there, so what happened is they've been working on it for 20 years. The bottom line is that this is the first time that more output came than the input. So you can see the aspect, you know, my take is that, yeah, it's going to be 30, 40 years before this thing is out there. But can you imagine you are an oil nation and this type of technology will be out there? Because what you're talking about, they'll get this down. This is the first part of it, right? You go out 40 years, and we know that depending on how old you are, 40 years is not a long time. You go out 40 years, what's going to happen, right? All the power plants, all the huge users, first off of oil, are going to be, that's what they're going to be using, you know. So you can see why they want to diversify real quick, because they exploded into the 60s and 70s from nothing, and guess what? If that happens, oh, baby, they better have another source of income, because it's going to be right down the other side. Now, I think it's 40 or 50 years, but that's a short time in business. Stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Sign up for Basil's live webinar, airing this Thursday, December 15th. Basil Chapman will be hosting his first ever live trading webinar, just in time for the holiday season. While Basil will focus on the S&P E-mini futures, other symbols from gold, crude oil to natural gas and more will be traded as appropriate. Basil will demonstrate specific Chapman wave techniques, as well as answer questions live. Spots are limited, and Basil goes live Thursday, December 15th. You don't want to miss it. To sign up, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien. Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 113. You get the Nasdaq up 115. S&P's up 31. So check this out. This is wow. Look at this. Oh, check this out. We got a couple of tigers in the den that know a lot about biotechs, and we got a couple doctors here too. But look at this. Okay, so CRISP therapy wipes out a teen's aggressive cancer. A 13-year-old girl in the UK saw her cancer go into remission after becoming the first person in the world to receive a treatment that relies on a newer type of CRISPR gene editing called base editing. It's a wonderful first application of the technology which allows scientists to make precise, single-letter changes to DNA. And while it's still in its early days for base editing, the first tool was discovered just 6 years ago. It's stunning to watch how quickly new inventions are moving into the lab. Alicia, let's get the patient, was diagnosed last year with a form of blood cancer called T-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a T-ALL. Kids with T-ALL typically respond well to chemotherapy, and those who don't go on to get bone marrow transplants. That's heavy, man. One of my best friends, that's what his wife got. It was bone marrow. And her whole, so check this out. When you get a bone marrow transplant, folks, okay, what happens is that you go in the hospital, they give you the transplant, it'd be like you can't even be near anyone for like a month. I mean, it's amazing. She's alive and she's doing great. This was like 15, 20 years ago. So it's really cool, but that's quite a process. And you have to be young when you do it, because when you're older, you're not going to be strong enough. Anyway, going on to the story. Unfortunately, Alicia's cancer stubbornly resisted both, and she was out of options when her family was informed about an experimental therapy called Wasim, developed by Wasim Qasim, a professor of cell and gene therapy at the University of London. He used base editing to make multiple modifications of the donor T cells so that they would seek out and destroy cancer cells. In May, Alicia became first to receive the drug as part of a small trial that will eventually enroll 10 patients. Her cancer has been undetectable ever since, though doctors at the Great Ormond Street Hospital for Children in London, where she was treated daily, closely monitored for any changes. Researchers from the hospital say 2 more children are being considered. Bottom line is that all these things are a brave new world, and it's pretty cool that we'll see how that CRISPR technology, but that gene editing for diseases could be, quite a deal. And, I guess, in between, looking for the companies that are doing it, would be, you make a couple discoveries like that, and you're doing some big deals. There's no doubt about it. So let's go take a look at some of the high flyers out here first. We'll go into Apple, see how Apple's doing. So Apple didn't even make the swing. That says quite a bit. I mean, Apple couldn't even get over the high. Yeah, it didn't even get over the high of last week. The high of last week was 150.91. You bounced to 149 and gave it up. Oh, I know what we got to do. I got to go back to Tesla for one of the tigers here because I got to show you what's going on with Tesla. So this is really intriguing. There's no doubt. Now, I don't think this guy's right. And I think he's, when things go bad, things can go real bad. But what you're going to see, I think most people that are in the marketplace, particularly hearing about Tesla, you have Ron Barron. Ron Barron, has no doubt on a consistency basis has one of the best records, and I picture he still will because he's a long-term investor. He looks for things, that bottom line he thinks is going to change. Well, he owns, here it is, Barron Capital right here. And so the question was, is he selling? Well, not selling, he's buying. So, I'm not quite sure. See this 40,979? That's the last filing. He bought 40 more thousand shares. So if we take a look at this, now let's see who is selling, because we know someone's selling. So we take a look at that. All of these, look at that right there. Whoa, hold it right there. Look at this. Look at this. Nexus SA. Who's this? Ooh, look at all these funds. Okay, so look at all these funds if you're watching Tiger TV. They sold 26 million shares October 31st. And they'll have 21,000 left. They're giving up. Yeah, that's this year, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to change this. Put this like this. Okay, so buyers. See this? You're laying right down here, folks. This is cool to look at. These are all normal 13F filings. Okay, you can see by September 30th. Now look at this one. So you have a buyer right down here. That's Banco Santander, that bought 606,000 shares. They own 2.4 million now. But you can see there's not a lot of buyers. Well, there's buyers, but watch this when we do this, the sellers. This is going to be a trip. Okay. Well, here you go at the very, look at this. They're still selling. Oh, no, that's the same one. That's 26 million shares gone there. Here's another one. See this Alliance? That's on October 31st, 6 million shares, 6.2. This one right here, who's that? Oh, is that Musk again? Hold on 1 second. Look at this. 1 second. Let me get this across. It is Elon Musk. Okay, so he still sold, well, maybe we knew that. Yeah, it's December. He sold another 4.4 million shares on November 8th. And then the rest of them on the 30th, meaning the 30th. The difference with the 30th, by the way, okay, is that anyone that is a big fund has to file. But the bottom line, you get the gist of it. There's more sellers than buyers. It's amazing that Musk actually got away with selling at the highs, but guess what? It's his game, man. That's the bottom line. It's his game. There's no doubt about it. And I'm sure he wished that he sold more shares than he did. But he took the money and ran. That's the reality. And, we'll see how the rest of this shakes out. We go take a look at, let's go see what we have with Google out here. So Google is up $2.50. Yeah, I know it's old news. That's what I said. It's November 8th. Okay, so Google doesn't have any traction. Yeah, nothing. This is something else, man. So what this brings us back to, folks, is the interest rate structure. There's no doubt about it. That's the bottom line. It's going to be longer, and we'll see. Well, it's going to be a bit higher. That's what I suspect it's going to be. The only what my take is that when the Fed's going to go down, they're going to go down basically when we're in a bad recession. That's the reality. So we'll see how the rest of this is going to shake out, but that's how they got to basically break the back of it, and they're on the way to breaking the back of it. There's no doubt about that. The number this morning was, the market was looking for a 0.03. We got a 0.02. So percentage-wise, that's a good percentage-wise. It's also a good percentage-wise when you take it at the aspect of, you bring that out for 12 months, but it's still not 2%. Dow Industrials right now up 162. You get the Nasdaq up 138. S&P's up 39. Stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.
technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials up by 173. You get the NASDAQ up at 140. S&P's up 40. Now, that's a gain inside the NASDAQ, folks, of 1.2%. Inside the S&P, 0.6%. Inside the Dow, 0.5. You know, that'd be a decent showing on a normal day. It's not a decent showing when you have a market that expanded itself in such a way and then basically gave it up. If we go over to the SPY and we take a look at it, what you have out here is that, you know, the swing point we're talking about is 410. The high volume there is 407, and we're at 402. So that's a failure. That's the bottom line. And we won't get the volume. It's, you know, you're not going to get 144 million with 5 minutes left. We have, right now, it's 107 million. We go into the NDX. We take a look at the NDX, the three Qs. What we have with the three Qs out here is that we're 288. 295 is the swing. The volume, and the volume is exactly, it's only 200,000 less than the last high up here, meaning the high that had volume, which was 293. Bottom line, you know, we're going to do more than, you know, 74,718,000. You know, but that's not enough either because you're not holding price. So what it means is when we're not holding price, that means you're down to the bottom of the consolidation again. We've been in the same consolidation now since December 10th. You know, December 10th? No, November 10th. November 10th. So this thing's been out there. And, you know, bottom line is it failed. So there's going to be a lot of hand-wringing tonight, for sure. The hand-wringing is going to have to do with, you know, There's plenty of people that like buying breakouts, so this was as close as you can get. I mean, it had a breakout going, and then it failed, man. And there's nothing like a pattern that fails, because a pattern that fails is a problem, because you dive in, it fails, rips you down the other side. As they say, that's life in the city, man. Don't forget, folks, I'm Mr. Basil Chapman. Great workshop on Thursday. If you didn't get your Tiger dollars, get them right now, because that thing's coming down tonight. That's the bottom line. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Come back and visit Tommy tomorrow morning. Kicks us off 9 in the morning. Great show, folks. We'll get them, folks.